everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we have day 3 of the September Christmas craft challenge. So let's have a look what we're making today. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we have day 3 of the Christmas craft challenge, and I was looking through some of your guys' comments, and it looks like lots of you are really excited to have a go at making some Christmas cards and seeing what Christmas cards we make with what we've got. One of the comments that I received was asking how to make a shaker card. So I thought, why not have a go at making one today? Now, it's been a while since I've made a shaker card, I'm going to be completely honest. And usually when I make a shaker card, what I would actually use is the Hunky Dory craft kits, because a lot of the Hunky Dory stuff comes with pre-cut die cut frames like this. I'm still waiting for my Christmas Hunky Dory stuff. I'm not expecting those until later, sort of in the week really. So I went through my scrap box. Now, a lot of the times with the Hunky Dory stuff, you get quite a lot of these frames, and I don't always use them because I like just one frame per picture as opposed to a couple. So I always keep my frames, and I found this really nice gold frame in my scrap box, so I thought I would use that. Now, in the background I have done a little bit of prep work. So because that is a round frame, I knew I needed a picture and a piece of acetate that was round. So what I've done is, using my circle nesting dies, these ones are from Temu, but you can get them from all over. I had a look at which circle was going to be the best fit. And what you're looking for is an image, or a die should I say, that's going to cut the image and the acetate bigger than the inner circle, but not as large as the outer one, because you don't want to see your picture and your acetate wider than the frame. I found one that fits it really nicely. It will come in around halfway around. If you are working with, say, a square one, you can get the square nesting dies. I have them. Again, I picked these up from Temu, but square ones are slightly easier to cut out than some of your odder shaped dies and selections. I'm going to show you a very basic shaker card. This is the way I like to make them, but there are different ways. You can do things like just die cut a section out of your card front or whatever you're using, and then have a shaped shaker card. You can use whatever you want in your shaker cards as well. So for today, I'm definitely going to be popping in some of this artificial snow. I may use some of this snowflake shaped confetti, but I also have on the side some of my glitters. I'm going to have a look to see if I fancy any of those in there. You can put sequins in there. You can even, I suppose, put like little rhinestones in really. There's nothing stopping you from what you put in them. Another thing that I've got that we can use are these little like polymer Fimo clay slices of snowflakes. You can use absolutely anything that's going to sit nicely inside the shaker part, move around without getting stuck or anything. So I have cut those two down. This is from some acetate sheets that I picked up from Amazon. They are on the haul that I had yesterday, and this is one of the Hunky Dory Little Book of sheets. This came out of that craft clearance that I picked up back in August. So all I've done so far is cut these out because I need to use my Todo machine, which is just too big for my desk. And then, because I'm not really using a set, I then raided the box that I got of sentiments. I used it, I think it was on yesterday's card, and I've picked up this one that just says Season's Greetings. I thought it was a relatively close match to the gold and will sit quite nicely. So I'm going to be doing my shaker card on a 5x5. You can do it on whatever size card you want. there are no rules here. So now I'm going to add some backing. I've picked up my Make and Create Joy to the World 6x6 paper pad. It's only £2 and these are from The Works. They do still have them. And I'm just going to pick which one I really like to match this image. I'm not so sure on that one. I think I want red. That's quite nice. That one's a possibility. That one's nice too. I don't want the green. I think that's too busy. Not so sure on that one either. Nope. That's green. No. So it's either that one or the words. I think I quite like that one, so we'll take that one. Put that to one side. I'm going to take my ATG dispenser. I'm going to line the outside of the card. Now I need to, because this is directional paper, I need to decide which way I want the card to go. I think I am going to go for a side one. So I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to line this up. And then I'll trim that off. There we go. So that is that trimmed. And then the next step that we're going to do is decide where we want the shaker. So I think I want this to sit slightly towards the top, because that will then give me room to add in this sentiment along the bottom once we've added the frame and everything. This I'm going to sit flat on my card. I don't want that to be decoupaged up, because you're going to add some height to your card when you put the frame on and add the foam tape to make your space for your shaker. So let's get this with some tape. There we go. And then we're going to take the acetate, and we need to get this acetate stuck down onto your frame. Now I think because of it overlaps around halfway, which is about right, that's where you kind of need it to sit. I'm going to actually use for this some of my double-sided tape. This is the skinny tape that I've got, and I just think it's going to be easier to line this frame with that. I'm going to work in sections, so I'm going to pull this backing off now. Make sure that it is all in. What you're making sure of is that you've got no overhang that's going to show up on the front of your acetate. You can also do this if you have the tape runners. My ATG is just a little bit too wide. So now we've got that. Those creases don't matter because once I press down on the acetate, they will flatten out. So then you take your acetate and line it up so that it is all going to be edged. And then make sure that is squished down and as tight as you can possibly get it, because what we don't want is to lose any glitter or sequins or anything from behind the acetate. Okay, there we go. So once you've done that, it should look like this. So you have your acetate and then you have your outer frame. Just gonna trim some of these little notches that are on this. It's just from where it's a die cut. There we go. So that is that bit done. The next thing you're going to want to do is add some sort of foam tape or something that's going to give it some dimension. You need there to be room between your back image and your acetate for the shaking elements to move. Otherwise they're not going to shake around. So I'm going to take some of this foam tape. Because of how wide this is, I am going to trim it. This will, one, mean that it will fit, and two, it will give you the opportunity to have a bit of manoeuvre room. So we're just going to do the exact same thing that we did with the double-sided tape, which is go round the frame, making sure that the foam tape is inside the frame elements. When you are adding a secondary piece, make sure that they are joined up securely, because again, you don't want there to be any room for things to escape. There we go. If you do find that your 3D tape is a little bit too wide, try and get it so that it goes on the outside, because then you can trim it off. Again, squarer shapes, or if you have gone down the route of cutting a hole in like a card front or something, then it will be easier than with sort of like a round frame like I'm using, but we are fine. So before I take off any of the side of the adhesive, we are going to start putting some things in here. Don't overfill them, because the last thing that you want is to lose your picture. This is going to be a bit messy, but it's all part of the fun. So I'm going to put just a little bit of this in. And then let's see what other glitters I've got. I think I've got any white ones in this one. No, nothing white in that one, but I have an entire box here. Just move that up and hope I don't spill them everywhere. So I've just used one of the boxes I got from that craft clearance, and I've put all of my glitters. So I think that one will go really nice. They're round and will look like snow. I've also got ones like that I could add in. I don't think I'm going to on this one, but I think I am going to add some of this in. That one's quite pretty. So the glitters that I've got, might add a tiny pinch of those little stars. So this glitter here is a mixture. Some of it is ones I picked up from Temu earlier in the year, and some of it is some that I picked up last year, I think it was, for my resin work. So where did I? Might have been eBay where I got those ones from. So yeah, so I may have links to some of these, but not all of them. So I'm just going to add a teeny tiny pinch of that one in. A few stars. And it's at this point you can go absolutely wild. Like, you add in whatever you want to add in. Whatever you think is going to go with your card. There we go. So you're going to make sure that everything you've put in is out the way of where the frame's going to go. You can flatten it out a little bit, and then you're going to take your frame . There we go. And there you have your shaker card. So next thing, we are going to add the greeting that you've got. Double-sided tape, there we go. Attach your sentiment. And there we go. one Christmas shaker card. I hope that has all made sense. You can, as I say, add in lots of different elements into that. Anything that's just going to make it a little bit more interactional, and yeah, that's going to go with your card base. I hope you've enjoyed today's card. I will definitely be doing some more shaker cards because I really like them, both for Christmas and for non-Christmas really. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please do hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.